Hello and welcome to the Deep Dive. It's great to have you with us.
It is.
Working here at DreamClass, we spend so much time looking at school operations, and usually the conversation is about efficiency.
Sure, that's the default.
But today we're looking at something a bit deeper, AI equity in education, which is really where the tech stack and the school's mission statement, they intersect.
They really do. And the core question we're exploring, it isn't just how do we implement AI?
Right.
It's more like, how can this technology be used to reduce systemic disadvantages, not just amplify them? Because tech is an accelerator. And if we aren't intentional, it speeds up the inequalities that are already there. But if we get it right, we can make the school community a whole lot fairer.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics of getting it right, because I think we often hear from parents and even some administrators who worry that equity just means giving everyone some kind of standardized robotic experience.
I know, and that's the opposite of the goal.
Yeah.
Completely. Equity doesn't mean sameness. It means recognizing that students start from different places. They have different resources, different language backgrounds.
Different support systems at home.
Exactly. So AI equity is about using tools to close those gaps, whether it's a gap in language or time or even just confidence.
We see that so practically with the schools we work with. It's not just about, translating a newsletter.
No, it goes deeper.
It's about taking complex things like updates on student progress or policy changes and instantly translating or simplifying them for families who don't speak the dominant language.
Right. That prevents a parent from disengaging just because the information isn't accessible. It removes that barrier to entry.
Yeah.
And there's a huge internal benefit for educators, too. We kind of call it the first win of AI equity.
Which is reducing administrative overload.
That's the one.
And that is massive for the school founders listening. I mean, we all know teacher burnout is a leading cause of turnover.
And recruitment is expensive.
Exactly. If a teacher is spending hours manually formatting reports or organizing records, they just don't have the bandwidth to build relationships. And we know those relationships are the main driver of student success.
Precisely. By automating those routine tasks, summarizing notes, organizing grade data, you're literally buying back time for human connection. The tech shifts from being a judge of ability to being a helpful assistant.
But, and we have to be realistic here, it isn't magic. There are risks. A lot of the hesitation we see comes from that fear of bias.
And that fear is valid. I mean, AI relies on historical data. If that history contains bias, which it usually does,
then the AI just learns to replicate those unfair patterns.
It does. And if we automate decisions without checking them, we risk, automating discrimination.
Which is why I think that all-or-nothing approach is so dangerous. We shouldn't be letting algorithms make high-stakes decisions.
Like discipline or placement, no. Equity-focused schools, they avoid using AI for surveillance for that exact reason. It just damages trust.
So, because those high-stakes areas are so risky, the smartest way to implement is to start with the low-stakes, high-impact operational tools.
Yes, the back end.
Yeah.
The everyday stuff. Those are the safe harbors where you can build trust.
So things like modern gradebook tools that make progress visible so there are no surprises, or an administrative assistant that drafts communications. And this brings up a huge point about integration. We hear this constantly from our users. They need a one-stop shop.
Well, that integration is actually an equity issue, too.
It really is. If your gradebook is in one system and your parent comms are in another and attendance is in a third, you're creating data silos.
And you might miss an early indicator, a sign that a student is struggling because the data points aren't talking to each other.
But when it's all in one place, like the systems we advocate for, you reduce that context switching for staff and you get a holistic view of the student.
And it has to be intuitive. If a tool needs an IT degree to set up, it just won't get used and then the equity benefit is lost.
So for the school leaders who are listening and thinking, okay, I want to roll this out, what are the rules of the road, the non-negotiables?
Okay, I'd say there are three. First, human in the loop. AI assists, it does not replace. Humans are always responsible for the final decision.
What does that look like in practice?
It just means you don't auto-send a generated message. You review it first. Does it sound like your school? Is it accurate? The AI creates the draft. The human approves it.
Got it. And the other two?
Transparency. Staff and families need to know what the system is doing. And third, regular review. You have to audit the outputs to make sure the tools are actually helping, not hindering.
It sounds like it all comes back to leadership.
It does. If I can leave everyone with just one thought, it's this. AI equity is not built into software by default. It is a leadership choice. It's defined by your intention and your oversight. It's really up to you to make sure the technology serves your values.
A powerful reminder that the tech is only as good as the people who are guiding it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.